Are you going to be voting for Ron Paul in the caucus?
Oh yeah. Oh, come on,
Really?
man. What's up?
Are you thinking about Mitt Romney maybe also?
No mega bankers. No, Ron Paul. I will not vote for anybody other than Ron Paul, because I understand that everybody else is establishment, and nothing will change from administration to administration.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
If you have 2 broken legs, are you still going to vote?
Yeah. Hey, I was in the military. I know how to do the Army. I served 4 years in the Army, active duty, 82nd Airborne Division, and I did 3 years in the Iowa Army National Guard. And I was deployed twice to Iraq. So, 03 and then again in 05.
What, if anything, would you say, from your perspective, captivated you about Ron Paul, got you involved?
Foreign policy. Like when I heard him, maybe back in 07 or 08, I can't remember, talk about the reasons why we have so many enemies around the world, it made me reflect upon my experiences in Iraq. And the more I reflected upon it, the more I started making connections with what he had to say. And it just made sense. It's like, yeah, okay, I can see why people would not like the fact that we invade their countries and overthrow their governments and essentially install new governments that do what we want them to do, and in the process kill a bunch of their innocent civilians. If that happened to us, I think it's great when he does the China scenario.
Yeah.
When he talks about what if China did that here in America? What if they came over here and invaded our country, killed our people, patrolled our streets? All of a sudden, people's attitude changes a little bit. That's the first thing that got me involved. Then I looked deeper into Ron Paul. I started reading his books. I've read Ed and the Fed. I've read Revolution Manifesto. I've read, what's the other one? Liberty Defined. And then I've even read The Case for Gold. And it spurred me into just dive into everything he's ever written as much as I could. And I find myself agreeing with about 95% of the things that he talks about. So.
This is what I sense is changing. And a lot has changed in 4 years. I ran 4 years ago. The reception was good, but it seems to have accelerated because now the American people are tired of the wars. They're sick of the unemployment. They're sick and tired of the government bailing out the big corporations and the banks, and they're ready to see some real changes in Washington.
My name's Pam Skelton. I have been introduced to Ron Paul through my son, who is a 24-year-old student. So he's been educating me on Ron Paul and his stance, and that's what brought me out here tonight.
And what's your perspective from your background? Do you come from a Democrat background or Republican background or independent?
I've been independent, but so I could become involved in caucuses. I've registered Republican and done kind of gone from that direction. I'm a little more conservative.
If you could name 2 issues that are really important to you to be addressed by a presidential candidate, what are they?
Okay. I think probably our fiscal responsibility and how the government needs to be operating the way that they expect everyday citizens to handle their money. Those of us who work hard and we learn how to handle our money, and so I think it becomes very frustrating when we don't see the government using the same principles, and then it falls back on us.
Are there any issues about Ron Paul that you had some questions about that took some explaining or
Yes, I think one of the things, and I got it from doing some of the reading in his pamphlets and brochures here tonight, was my concern about, I know he's talked about cutting programs and so on. And so, while I don't believe in lifelong entitlement programs, I do know that there are needs for people for short term who life just deals them a situation where they need help, as well as mental health programs. I know how serious and lacking we are in those. So I was concerned about his stance on, eliminating some of these social programs. But in reading this, I seen that he has a compassionate heart and isn't going to just cut people who need help, but looking at how to reorganize and how to preserve funds to help people when they need help and get rid of the waste, and but not become everybody's sugar daddy.
Sugar daddy. That's what I was on the tip of my tongue too.